Okay, hi guys. We're here to talk about Dead Space 3, and I have with me
Jesse Abney. I'm a producer, Visceral Games, Montreal.
Hi, and
Hey.
thank you for having us.
Yeah, no problem.
How did the fans react to the CoOp feature of the game?
Well, certainly there's been a lot of mixed opinions about, I think based on misunderstanding what we wanted to do with co-op in Dead Space. We're really not removing single-player play at all. There's no co-op following AI. This is all player's choice. They can play a single-player game, story of Isaac and his crew, and his most recent chapter, exploring entirely new environments, isolation and claustrophobia all by themselves. And if that's the way they choose to play. However, there's the option for drop and drop out co-op. So in occasions, they can bring people in just to overcome challenges as a two-man team and then kick them out. So there's the option as the host to just operate the way and kind of add more flexibility to the game they want to play. As well, I mean, co-op opens up other opportunities to explore new characters and to explore new aspects of the story. So Dead Space does a great job with expanding on the universe all the time and exposing our fans and new players to lots of new content. And the co-op player opened up an opportunity for us to create a story tangent and to create another character with another motivation and have players become attracted to that player as much as they become attracted to all of our other characters in the Dead Space universe.
Talking about CoOp, what was the biggest challenge, design-wise, to implement?
It's a good
implement
question.
CoOp?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question because it really changed everything about how the game is constructed. From the technical aspects, the engine, performance on each individual platform, and then the gameplay aspects. So everything really had an impact and had a challenge and had a way for us to really overcome it in a really smart way. I mean, the team at Visceral around the world and Dead Space specifically and how they approach some of those challenges have been really, really good. And it's still a work in progress. Our game is not done yet, and the co-op gameplay, I would say, just overall, the experience and the things we're building to really support the co-op experience, because we're all excited about it. We love the idea of it because of the way we've approached the implementation. And again, everybody who loves single-player game can play that way. They'd never even know there was a co-op option. But what co-op offers us is a number of new dimensions to explore in gameplay mechanics, environments, story, and the extensibility of the Dead Space universe. So it's really, for us, it was kind of like taking our favorite book and adding an additional chapter, because we could continue to write that chapter as we develop the game and to determine how far we're taking that now and how far we're taking that later.
Super. What comes after Dead Space 3? Perhaps a fourth title, perhaps a new trilogy, perhaps a new character?
Well, it's, we love the universe, and the way that we've constructed it allows us to expand on it in a lot of different ways. So, I mean, you guys have seen already releases that take tangents and things like Extraction. There's been books and comic books and graphic novels and animated DVDs, and I mean, the universe is rich. And there's, it's nothing determined yet precisely in that answer, but there's a lot we can do. So what we're hoping is that Dead Space 3 really opens up appreciation from our existing fans as well as new fans, and that allows us the flexibility to really look at all of our options and really look at, we love Isaac Clarke. I would never say that that's ever going to be different, but there's always opportunity to explore new, interesting things in the Dead Space universe.
Do you plan DLCs for the game?
It's it's part of our corporate strategy and something we do. All of our games are certainly have plans. It's nothing we're announcing in detail today, but it's always part of the roadmap and part of our interest to keep the content fresh, and the fans playing the content is the biggest fun thing about DLC. So it's, for us as developers, it's great to be able to have that flexibility to extend the experience.
Speaking about the experience, what about the collector's edition? Do you plan one? I'm sure you cannot tell me what's in it, but I want one now.
Well, actually, the collector's edition has been announced as part of our pre-order incentive, and it comes with a pretty full complement of things: 2 new suits and 2 new weapons as part of our all-new weapon crafting system. And those are announced online. They're both pretty complete. They have some cool fiction behind them. You can check them out on deadspace.com. as well as our weapon crafting contest, which is active now for submissions. And for those of you that don't know, weapon crafting is now the new economy in Dead Space 3, and it's basically because of the place in the fictional universe where this story exists. There's not modern technology, so Isaac actually has to accumulate raw resources and materials that are the core components of the individual parts, those parts that build on health modules, stasis modules, ammunition, as well as the individual weapons. So what we have is a very deep and rich and customizable now interface based on Isaac Clarke's engineering background. So this is really just tied to his roots and allowing us to extend the mechanics of the game even further with an all-new economic raw resource system.
So Isaac Clarke, the engineer, is promising new adventures on Dead Space 3. We see each other tomorrow. Take care. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.
No problem.